going to give you a disease. I'm worried about
listen,
you.
Howard.
I thought you would have been a great outlet for you.
Now, it may not transpire for Riley. He may not become a big celebrity like you.
Right.
But Ralph won't either. And that
I agree with you.
And that ugly, no talent, snaggle-toothed scumbag Ralph, he should not be getting. And my word to fat Tim is,
but Riley
Ralph,
gets paid.
But Ralph should not be getting paid more than Jackie, Riley.
Why? But Tim thinks he's more valuable.
The people on the intern show, he gets special preferential.
How do you know what he makes, by the
treatment.
way? I don't even know what he makes.
But I have heard that he gets paid more than everyone on 101 except for
well, should John Hine get more money than you guys? But John Hine is just one of the listeners I took and gave a show to.
Because John Hine,
why?
Yeah, but
why should John Hine get more?
But Ralph and hardly anyone listens to Ralph's.
But look what you did. But listen to me.
And it is still on the air. Lots of people
but listen to what you did.
To Riley and Jackie's show and the intern show and the superfan.
But I don't care about any of them.
They should be very pissed off at Tim because Ralph gets paid more than those people.
So let me answer.
And if you take phone calls, these people will agree.
But let me ask you
Ronnie's show should still be on the air. You should put it as you did with JD. You should put Ralph's show in the hands of JD. You put Ronnie's show in the hands of JD, and Ronnie no longer has a show. Why don't you put Ralph's show in the hands of JD?
Okay, let's say you're right about
because
everything. Why don't you listen to me?
He sounds like a programmer.
You stopped listening to me.
Yeah.
First of all, you're not the program director. You don't make those decisions. By your logic, I should have made the same money that Booker made on K-Rock. I don't agree. Now, look. It's not communism. It's the program director's decision. But look what let's say I agree with you. I agree with you. Some people are better than others. But by your logic, John Hine, so John Hine shouldn't get any money, or Ralph should get any money.
Fans have come when I go to say my doctor or something. Because that is the only
but let me finish my statement.
Time that I go out and I see people. Fans come up to me and they don't even know when Geek Time is on.
All right, listen to me.
Nobody listened to it.
All right, let's assume
Ralph
you're right.
is a kiss ass and he loves her, and Tim is a kiss ass.
But let's assume.
And for some reason, everyone around here is afraid of Ralph.
I'm not afraid of Ralph.
Everyone loves Ralph's opinion. Why is everyone around here so afraid of Ralph?
Can I say something?
Ralph is a scumbag.
Can I say something? All right.
He's nothing.
Let's say someone around here thinks Ralph is talented. Let's just say.
But he's not.
All right. Let's say you're right.
Well, you know, there are lots of opinions about talent.
Right. But let's concentrate on you for a second. So what you've done is cut off your own nose to spite your face. So because you don't like Ralph,
I got paid $150 for that show. I should
have gotten paid anything.
More people listened to my show than fucking Ralph's show.
Why don't you listen and learn something? Maybe I know something. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I know something. My point is, you should have received $0. You were a phone caller who
and Ralph is too. He should get nothing.
Forget Ralph for a second. You're obsessing on Ralph.
Donald Trump is a fucking psycho, rug-headed Trump the hump.
Where'd that
He's a wacko. And you're afraid to say anything about Trump.
I like Donald Trump, and I love his opinions.
He's a nut.
Whether he's a nut, I agree with Donald Trump on some things, and I disagree.
He's a nut.
And I'm not afraid of Donald Trump.
He's a nut.
Okay. You feel he's a nut.
He is a nut.
See, if you had your show, you could still say
You mean if I disagree with you, I'm afraid? If I disagree with you about Ralph, I'm afraid of Ralph?
When Sarah Palin or Rick Santorum questions Obama's birth certificate, they're nuts. But when Trump the hump says it, he's not a nut.
Didn't I say that he's wrong about that, and it's silly to obsess on that it makes no sense and it ruins his credibility?
And Trump the hump called Santorum a nut. He's a nut too.
All right, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me.
I hate Trump.
Okay, fair enough. John,
and he's questioning Obama's. Obama hasn't even raised taxes. Clinton's top tax rate was 40%. Obama hasn't even raised taxes. But to Trump, he golfs with Clinton. He loves Clinton, but he doesn't like Obama. And the reason for that is Clinton is white and Obama is black.
Okay, listen.
Well, John, this is why we gave you a show.
Yes,
yeah, but I should be getting paid more than Ralph.
Yeah, but
and Riley and Jackie should be getting paid more than Ralph. The intern should be getting paid more than
Ralph. These are your opinions. This is not.
And
you're not the
Tim
program
is a
director.
Fat, cheap fuck.
Yeah, but you're not the program director. So let me get back to you. Forget everyone else. Forget me. Forget the channel. I'm talking about you. Just listen to my point.
Yeah.
My point is, you're a guy who sits at home. You love to have your opinions heard. On my show, I can't give you that much time. I can't. You know, I'm doing a whole show. So I say to you, hey, here's an hour show. Do with it whatever you want. Instead of calling in and getting interrupted, feel free to talk all you want, because I take that and do that for certain callers. So now what you've done is you've silenced yourself. And it's fine by me. I did it for you. I felt it was a great outlet for you. It gave you an opportunity to get out there. I feel you've been shunned. You've been an outcast. You live at home. You get depressed. And when you did
I'm
the show...
a loser.
No, and when you did the show...
I'll never get a woman. No,
but when you did the show, it makes you a winner.
My ship has sailed. My ship...
No, you're a
and
young
the only
guy.
way I would do it is if I get paid with that... With that
but you don't have to do it.
Snaggle-toothed... low-life, disgusting scumbag Ralph Sorella gets paid.
And now who suffers? Ralph doesn't care. You lose, he wins. He won again.
Time's still on the air.
He won again. You used to be able to get on the air and talk about what a scumbag Ralph is, and now you can't. So you've silenced yourself. You've taken away one of the few joys in your life.
I say,
and you lose.
Boycott Geek Time and boycott Trump. And boycott Tim Sabian because he's a prick.
How do you boycott Tim
I don't
Sabian?
feel Tim Sabian is a prick. He's a friend of mine, and he's a hard-working guy. He's not. And I disagree with you. And if that makes me afraid of Tim Sabian, then I'm afraid of him. I'm not afraid of anybody. But my point is, and I'll always be honest with you, that I feel you've hurt yourself over some misguided sort of, agenda.
And he comes in here and he's screaming a bunch of other people's names. Was he nominated to be their spokespeople?
I don't know. And Jackie's show is better than Ralph's show.
Well, I know
where are you
the way
getting this?
people feel about Ralph around here, but for some reason, everyone is so afraid
why do you
to
say
come out and
afraid?
say. Everyone seems to be so afraid of Ralph.
Tim tells
they think
me
that Ralph's opinions are so great.
Tim tells me, well, that's the point. Tim thinks Ralph's onto something with his show.
But nobody listens to it.
You don't know that.
Oh, yes, I do.
How do you know that?
Because people come up to me and they don't even know about the show.
Tim has a way of knowing how many people are listening.
He's done his own independent research.
But I don't even care. So let's say you win. I'll say to you, I'm going to take Ralph off the air. You're now off the air. I'll take Riley off the air. I'll take away these shows from you. Well, you want me to do that?
Ronnie's show off the air.
I did.
Ronnie's
it was terrible.
show should be.
I didn't think it was good. That's your opinion, but these are my channels. Get your own channels, and you can make the decisions. And I chose you because I thought you had something to say, and it would have been fun to give you an hour. But I don't need to have you on the air, John.
I don't want a show anyway.
You're happy without it.
I just want to play in traffic.
Well,
or jump in front of a train.
Is that why you don't wear rubber when you're with these prostitutes? And I know you don't fuck them.
No,
you eat them out.
No, that's not the reason. Because it's the only way I can
get off
to get a woman.
You see,
I can't get a woman without.
I feel if you had had the show and you had something going on, maybe a woman would have been in your future. Maybe you go on Ronnie's block party.
But I have been coming on this show since August 1999.
Right.
I have never had an opportunity to get a woman, or should I say, a good-looking woman.
Right.
You know, the type of women that
do fat chicks reject you?
That stud over there gets.
Too fat, like you mean Benji?
Yeah.
Can you believe what he's up to? You would love a girlfriend like that.
He's all right looking, you know.
Yeah, but he's not bitter and angry like you are.
But he's persistent.
But I don't come off that way.
You do.
No, I don't. At clubs, I don't. No,
You don't?
no.
The girls don't like him at first, John. See,
Oh, yeah.
when you get rejected, you walk away.
That's true. Benji will hang in there till he grows on a woman. That girl was disgusted by him. She hated him. She thought he was ugly and gross like the rest of us do, and he worked his magic on her. Right, Benji?
Yeah, but John, what you just said, I think, was a big mistake. You said at clubs, the girls don't respond to me like that.
Yeah, clubs are the worst. Can you pick up a girl at a club? I can't.
I can't talk at a club.
Me neither. It's the worst.
But I can't even get laid at swingers clubs.
I know. Well, that's pretty bad.
Oh, wow.
It is.
You're living at home still.
Well, yeah,
You're depressed.
I was. I had been for 12 years. I had my own apartment in Rittenhouse Square.
Right.
Yeah, and but then my landlord raised my rent, and
I ruined that.
yeah.
Well, it just seemed if you could have got more money from the show, maybe you could live in Rittenhouse Square.
Yeah. And one interesting side note, I also, as you may or not recall, one of the health problems I had was severe acid reflux, and last September I had surgery for that, and that's a lot better now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm sad for you that you're so angry with Ralph that you've ruined your own radio show. I can be sad.
What? He's a prick.
Forget. I don't know why. You know what you're like? You're like a guy who has something good going on and then concentrates on what the other guy has, and you become consumed with it instead of saying, I'm happy with what I'm doing. You know, I'm enjoying doing the radio show. I now get an hour to express my views. It's something fun. It helps me to forget my miserable life. It even gives me contact with people. No, you're going to sit and concentrate on that Ralph.
Yeah, but
I don't spend a minute thinking about Ralph.
But when somebody
then ruin your own life. You're ruining. Ralph is not suffering from your boycott.
Your show. You don't miss your show. You don't miss doing your show. You don't miss what it provided for your life.
Because it induced so much anger in me that there were times at the end of the show I felt as though I was going to have a stroke.
Right. He'd get very
because
he gets so worked up.
I have high blood pressure and I take a medication for that.
Yes, Bill, you're on the air.
Hi, Howard. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. I just wanted to know, why does Stuttering John figure that everybody feels the same way that he does?
He's being a narcissist. He's saying, oh, I know what everyone likes. I know what everyone thinks.
Well, yeah, it seems like he's coming off as kind of ungrateful.
Yeah, well, I listen, if I'm John, I'm thinking, what makes me happy? Forget Ralph, forget Riley, forget
exactly.
Jackie, forget Rush Limbaugh, forget what, you know. I think John the Stutterer should make more money than Rush Limbaugh. So what? Who cares? I'm not going to sit there.
But when it comes right down to it, I don't even think he could physically do the show.
Yeah, well,
so
he does get upset.
About?
But listen, I feel bad that you're not feeling well about yourself, about living with your mom, and all this stuff. And I thought this was a nice outlet for you. That was my motivation.
Well, back to what Robin just said. My doctors, when I asked my doctor, who's hot, my primary care physician, I asked her, do I have to take the blood pressure medication the rest of my life? And she said, probably, yeah.
Right. Well, yeah,
you know,
you're excitable.
She advised me to avoid stressful situations.
Yeah, well, this is a stressful situation.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. All right, look, I mean, John, I love you.
Well, thank you, Howard.
I'm glad you stopped by today. I'm glad that you came in.
It's good to see you. You look good.
It is good to see you. And you do look good. I know you think you don't, but you do.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry you're not feeling good. And I do wish you would do this show because I thought it was good for you. But if you don't, I understand.
Well, if I can have a meeting with the cheapskate, and if we can work out a more reasonable arrangement, well, then maybe.
Hey, Howard.
Yes.
You know, I spoke to Tim. He didn't want to come in and talk numbers, but Ralph gets no preferential treatment and doesn't make anybody any more than anybody else, John. I think you've decided that, but it's not the case.
Yeah, well, John thinks he knows everyone's salary.
Right, he seems to know.
I don't even think I don't know what they pay Ralph, but according to what Gary's saying, it's pretty much on scale with everyone else.
One last thing, Howard. Why hasn't that phony phone call that Sal and Richard did a few years ago on Ralph, why hasn't that been played?
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't funny.
Well, it should be played.
Gary?
You don't know exactly what he's talking about, but if it's not being played, you're probably right. Maybe we just didn't like that. But just
maybe Ralph didn't give his permission. That's possible, too.
That might be the one, Howard.
What?
I think you might be right. I don't think Ralph gave permission. I got to go listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, John. No conspiracy here. I don't know where you get your facts and figures from on what Ralph's making, but I don't think you're right. But that's up to you. If you want to upset, you're obsessed with him.
If the great,
it's almost like you're in love with him.
Benji Bronk, if he would have stole booze from over there, he would have been fired.
I did steal it.
He did steal it.
No.
Oh, he's done plenty of things he should have been. I can point to every guy in here should be fired, but I don't fire anybody.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway.
Hey, can I just, before you go, John, which call are you talking about? Is that the one where we use clips of you to call a guy named Ralph?
No. The great Sal and Richard would know. It was a few years ago when they called that asshole.
It is, but I'll work on it.
We'll work on it. All right. Ralph is on your mind. You know that song, You Are Always on My Mind? Ralph is always... I should write a song for you. Ralph is always on John's mind.
By the way, Howard, I thought it was great that you played a clip of the great Yes
with
doing
Yoko.
the reworking of the Paul Simon song America. But Yes's version is so much better.
Yeah, I love it.
Expanded, yeah.
I love that song.
And Steve Howe is a great underrated guitar player. I think that with the exception of the great Hendrix, that Steve Howe is number 2.
Really? That's very bold.
Because
better than,
Steve Howe is a technical...
You're saying he's better than Eddie Van Halen?
Of course he is.
Wow.
Absolutely. There's Hendrix, there's Steve Howe, there's Clapton, Jeff Beck.
John, I wish we had more time. I got to take a break.
Ask Fred. He knows.
Fred,
Where does Eddie Van Halen come on that list?
Fred is afraid of you. Finally, someone is afraid of you.
No. I love Fred.
I have to say Eddie's number 2.
I love Fred.
Eddie is number 2.
I love Fred.